Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Adjacent Space, a space where engineers operate. Well, my name is Milenia Sinjiza. Today I'm sitting in a space that feels so personal to me. I'm a petroleum engineer by profession, specializing in instrumentation and automation control. To the young engineers out there who have been told that this industry is hard, you cannot navigate, it is too difficult, we are here for you, and this is the room for you. With me here is Liliana Cole, and I will allow her to tell us more about Adjacent Space and what she do.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Engineer Milenia. Like you said, it feels like a personal space. Yeah, it really feels like a personal space. My name is Liliana Cole. I am an environmental engineer specializing in instrumentation and automation control. The question rushing through your mind right now is, what is an adjacent space? Why is this appearing before my screen? But trust me, there is a reason. Allow me to introduce the adjacent space to you. Looking at the technical field, in most cases, when we look at the CEOs, the company owners, all they look for is, do I have a contract? Do I have a job running? When am I bidding? And then when we go to the side of the employees, have we delivered the project? When is this project getting done? And after this, will I be able to get another project? And then we tend to forget the other part of our lives. So at the adjacent space, we will be looking at the overlooked parts of an engineer. Let's say your relationship with your creator, your finances, leadership, career transition, and many more. Please stay tuned to this as we proceed with today's topic.
So, having heard about the adjacent space, today we are going to be looking at the engineer's life. So, we shall be focusing on how to navigate through this industry as a young woman in engineering. So, Engineer Liliane, please, would you tell us how you've navigated through? Because this industry is an industry built for men and for men. How did you get to the industry? How have you navigated through?
Wow, this is a very good opportunity for me to actually speak about this. There could be a young woman out there thinking they can't make it in this industry of engineering or the technical world, because you, in most cases, when you get in there, you are the only in the room. When I talk about only, I mean it comes with different factors. For example, hypervisibility. That means everyone notices the smallest mistake that you make, and then the non-visibility, where no one wants to listen to your ideas because they think you are the weaker sex or something like that. So before we go any further, how I got into this industry, well, for me, I think it was a bit smooth. I think maybe God had already made my path that way. It was a bit smooth. Just in Form 4, my dream was actually to become a doctor. But when I came out of the biology paper, I knew it was done. Why? Because whatever happened in that paper wasn't good. Like, I didn't expect it to come that way. Okay, they caught me off guard. In short, I was caught off guard. But then at the end of the day, I still ended up doing something related to engineering, and still my parents were okay with that. Actually, for them, their dream for me wasn't to become a doctor but to do engineering, because my mom wanted me to do civil engineering, but I later on ended up doing environmental engineering. So basically, that's how I got into this industry. I'm also curious to know how you got into this. Was your journey as smooth as mine? Was it rocky? Or please tell us.
Okay, joining engineering, my journey was so uncertain. I also wanted to be a doctor like you.
Oh.
But yeah, after Form 6, I even continued for USOFT at Form 4. I had to go even in A level. I had to do sciences, biology, chemistry, and math.
And how are you here? I mean,
I'm coming.
with biology, chemistry. Okay.
I'm coming to
Let's
that.
listen.
Yeah, so after Form 6, I couldn't get the medicine and surgery that I wanted.
Okay.
I found myself the only options that were there available were either doing diploma in medical courses or go for engineering. And I had a mentor before
Okay.
who had told me about petroleum engineering, so I had to opt for it. I remember me doing a course in engineering was not just a degree, it was me stepping into a world that
But first, wait, you say petroleum engineering, right?
Yeah.
By then, personally, I wouldn't have thought of petroleum engineering, because even my friends who are doing it, I'd ask them, where are you going to work?
You know, those are the same questions that were asked to me. I remember when I went to my dad and I told him I was going to do petroleum engineering, he was like, what is that? Where are you going to work? You go for chemical engineering, you go for all other engineering courses, but not petroleum. But me, something inside me told me, Millennia, you can do it, you're meant for this. Yeah, so I had to go for it, and trust me, with time I really enjoyed engineering, and that brought me to the identity that you don't have to be fearless to start. You have to just be willing to push and to continue going. Yeah, so having had my story, what are the challenges that you faced in this field, and how have you navigated through them?
Well, talking about challenges, there's several of them, but I think I mentioned one in my introduction statement where I said hypervisibility and visibility. You reach a workplace, and then, like, maybe you are the only in the room, you are the only lady in the room, and you inside
That's
you,
the reality.
yeah, inside you, you're like, I need to represent my gender.
I know.
But then every small mistake you make is accounted to you. And then when you bring an idea, in most cases it's either trashed or another male co-worker takes it up, and then he is rewarded for your idea. Can you imagine being in that situation? I mean,
yeah,
how it's really not easy to go about that. And then the second challenge, I would say, is competence versus like ability. You know, in a male dominant industry, most of the men want to be recognized. Yes,
that's their nature.
Obviously, that's their nature. So if they find out that you're more competent than them, and you're actually doing well than them, let's say you're good at what you're doing, in most cases they tend to not like you. And it's not only the men, even the ladies themselves.
Yeah,
because you're good at what you're doing, everyone sees you high there, they feel like they should bring you down because of the traditional belief that ladies are the weaker sex, so we shouldn't be up there. And then, yeah, you find that you're being put down, and everyone around you is not liking you because of what you're doing. So those are the challenges that I have so far faced in my engineering journey in the technical industry.
Yeah, same. I feel like me too, it's kind of similar. You find yourself, you're the only lady in the room, or very few ladies, and you have to, go through what she has said. I cannot again go through it. But one thing that is so personal to me was how to, like, the fear of making mistakes.
Yeah.
This is an industry where you have to do hands-on. You will have, at some point, whether you're in an office or what, you will have the project, and you will be a project engineer, project manager, and you have to oversee everything.
You have to give reports.
Yeah, so you fear to make mistakes. Remember, now here, you're just joining the industry. You have never interfaced with this technology. and trust me, you're bound to make these mistakes.
So have you ever been at a point where you have made a mistake and then you're trying to compensate for it, or maybe a male colleague made a mistake and then it was placed on you?
No, that thing hasn't happened to me, but usually me, I've made so many mistakes, guys. I would not lie to you. I've made so many mistakes. You find you have to connect now in the world of automation. You have to connect this, and you're connecting a positive to a minus, and it is very okay. Usually, what I do, I own my mistakes. When you own your mistake, you're bound to learn from them and grow out of those mistakes. Yeah, another thing has been the moments where I felt like my voice is too small. You go in a meeting and you just opt to keep quiet not because you don't know the answers, you don't know the solutions to what is being discussed, but you feel like you're not smart enough to say something to contribute anything to that.
That applies a lot to very many women out there.
Yeah, so how I've navigated through that, I've learned I always tell myself that I belong to this industry.
Okay.
I am placed in this position because of a value, because of a purpose. You do not just enter into something. There is a reason to why you are where you are. So I always tell myself I belong here. I've learned to use my voice even when it is shaking. You know that Chubo is telling you to keep quiet. I've always learned to go out of my comfort zone. I ask those damn questions. I make sure I understand. I do not only understand from those questions, but they also pave a route for the young women coming before me, because trust me, if we do not address these issues, if we don't use our voices as the women in this industry, trust me, nothing is going to change.
Definitely nothing will change.
Yeah, so I heard about your challenges. You can tell us how you navigated through.
So just before I go into how I navigated that, so basically what you're telling us is you learn to accept that you are supposed to be in this industry.
Yes,
regardless of what people say, regardless of what the other gender says, whether they shut you down, tomorrow you'll wake up in the morning, you'll be like, Millennia, this is your field. You have to do it.
This is my field, this is my space, and I have to take it up.
Wow. I think I've picked something from you today. I've definitely picked something good. So for me, what I can say is to stay focused. Yes, you are in this industry. You are the only in the room. You are not being likable, especially not being likable. But the question you ask yourself is, why am I here? Yes. What am I supposed to do?
There for a reason.
Have I fulfilled what I'm supposed to be doing here? And also, just keep focused on what you're doing, because for all these things, it's a matter of time. You find that after some time, all those who didn't like you will actually turn back to your side. You get?
Yeah.
And definitely in this world, not everyone is meant to like you. There is that one person who will be like, you know what? I naturally, I don't like this person. I naturally just don't like this person.
Like you.
Yeah, not everyone. So basically, stay focused to your goals. Have goals in life for your career, how you want to transition, how you want to move level by level. Do you want to reach the managerial level, or you want to remain here? Do you want to start up a company, or you just want to remain as an employee? Then just a quick one. She said you make mistakes when you're connecting and what. Sometime our instructor was giving us a story of still in automation, and I think they did something and the plant blew up. So it was like, when you do those connections and that happens, I mean, it was meant to happen. Yes. So you just come out.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, exactly. Murphy's Law. If you heard about it, if you haven't heard about it, please go and look it up. You need to read about Murphy's Law. So it tells us you come out like a hero. And that experience is the best, as long as you don't lose your life.
I know.
Yes, but coming out as a hero is the best. But I'm not telling you to go and try it out. So that is how I managed to navigate.
So to add on that, Guys, you have to know your work. As a woman, you just don't go there because you're beautiful and you smile at everyone.
Exactly.
You have to know your work. When you know your work, you speak from a place of clarity.
Yes, and an informed point of view.
You know,
no one will shun you down.
You contribute in those meetings because you know, and when people see that you know, trust me, they will respect you because you know. So it is good to build your technical competence as well if you want to stand out as a woman in this industry.
Yes,
So let's talk about the power of mentorship. Do you have any mentors? Have they been helpful? What would you advise to someone out there who would want or who would wish to have a mentor in their lives?
Thinking about a mentor, do I have any? Yeah, I have one. The first job that I did, I got a mentor. I used to call him Daddy though.
Hope it's the normal daddy
yeah,
that we know.
definitely it's the normal daddy. It's not the other zaddy.
Okay.
It's the usual daddy. So this guy, he actually passed on. May he so rest in peace.
Sorry.
When I joined the company, I had actually just joined as an intern to do my internship. I think it was a third year internship. Yeah. And then it so happened, there is a way God always aligns his things. It so happened that this guy liked me, and every time we're in the field, he's like, you need to know this, it will help you later. And at the end of the day, he will call you to his desk and ask you, what did you learn today? And remember, at the end of the internship, we were supposed to write a report. So he told me to start drafting my report from the very first day we joined, and so that by the time I finish, I have it ready, he has reviewed it, and everything is okay. So he mentored me through that season, and big ups to my boss. The first bosses you have are always a stepping stone, and that is how your career starts. So they mentored me into this career. I loved it more. I loved engineering more, and of course, we were only two ladies in the company, but he still held our hands and we held our heads high. He would take us to meetings as interns, but we would attend meetings, and he would want you to speak out in a meeting, to speak up. You get, he doesn't want you to keep quiet because you feel like maybe you are the only lady in the room, or maybe you are little among the older ones. So yeah, that is the power of mentorship. I would advise anyone out there to get a mentor, regardless of the sex. It can be male or female, but it should stick to the line.
Set boundaries in that mentorship.
Thank you. So that was my mentorship period, and that was my first mentor. Tell us about yours.
Okay, me, I have so many mentors. Because I have even mentors that don't know me.
Oh,
yeah. I love it when I go to a workshop and I see a woman talk from the point of clarity, who is informed, who is respected. I look at her and I'm like, oh, wow. Wait, is this a woman? You even look at her, and men are also respecting her. They are all on tension because a woman is there. So I've had such mentors, but on one-on-one I have two mentors. I have a mentor in the engineering field and another mentor outside life, for this outside engineering life.
I mean, that is why we are here in the adjacent space, especially with her. Now that she has a mentor that is outside the engineering life, we need to know how to navigate there. This is getting interesting.
Okay, so I'll first talk about my engineering mentor.
Okay.
That was my first boss, and he told me, I went as an intern, and he told me, Millennia, I see a great engineer in you.
Wow, that was
I want you to be a great engineer, not just, I know you're already great. Like someone who tells you like you're already great, but in your mind, you're like, is this man knowing what he's saying? But he told me I can be a great engineer, and I really believed in him. He could give me work that challenged me. He could send me for workshops to go and attend. I remember there is a workshop that we were doing with a big ministry, and he just sent us, 2 of us.
Only the 2 of you?
They wanted a consultant, and we were the consultants in that
That
workshop.
means he would throw you to the deep end, and then he wants you to learn how to swim by yourself.
Thank you,
God,
thank you. You brought it
good.
nicely. So that was my mentor, and he still is, and he has really pushed me all the time. Every time I talk to him, he tells me, wow, that's it, that's what I was telling you. Yeah. So another mentor, it is a lady. She always tells me boundaries, like even before she speaks to you. Boundaries, that's the standard. As a woman, you need boundaries in everything, in every aspect of your life. Because trust me, you will go into let's say in this field, and as ladies, we are naturals. You'll find yourself, instead of becoming an engineer that you're meant to be, you're there cleaning, taking care of the people. You're going to the receptionist role, you're going where, I'm not saying you should not do those things, but you should know your boundaries, know where you stop. And
you are the office mother.
So no. Another thing she told me is to embrace life the way it is. But just because you don't have something, it shouldn't stop you from living.
Okay.
So in that sense, she was talking about like single life and married life. So she always told me, Millennia, you're lucky that you're single. Before you get married, first go for that travel trip. Go and travel the whole nation.
But you know the pressure of the age thing. When that, I don't think that can come to your mind. Let me go travel. Let me go for career.
Before she told me, I was there. You know, I could have so many things, feeling depressed. But when she told me, go and do your masters, go and pursue that course, and it has really helped me, guys. I would also love to tell you that. Don't feel pressured because you don't have something. Learn to live in the present moment. Learn to embrace the present moment. There is a lot you can get out of the present moment. Yeah. Just open your eyes, look for the good in the bad, and you will see it. Yeah. So, maybe 2 or 3 words for your 22-year-old self. What would you tell that girl?
I wish I am still the 22-year-old. I mean, I have a lot to tell her right now because what I've been through, I wish I had this advice before. So what I can tell my 22-year-old self, or a young engineer out there, someone who is looking to get into this industry, when we look at the technical industry, the best accelerant is maybe writing better codes or doing the hardest math. We think that is what gets us into the higher levels. But what I can tell my 22-year-old self is be good at what you are doing. However small it is, if you know the small math, are you good at that small math? If you can write the shortest engineering code, are you good at it? If they work you up right now, can you do what you have specialized in? So all I can tell you is be good at what you're doing. However small it is, it will definitely push you to higher places.
Wow. That's so intense.
Really?
Yeah. So I just wanted to keep listening to you.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but yeah, me, what I can tell my 22-year-old self is that you don't have to have it figured it out at 22.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep moving. Use what you have at that moment. It can do a lot for you in future. So you don't have to have the money that you want to start that business. You don't have to have moved the whole country or know everything in engineering. For you to apply the knowledge, you will learn a lot at campus. Just pick small things that you can use in the industry, and all these other things will come with time. You will grow. Engineers are made, not born. Yeah, so you will keep learning. Even those people that you're looking up to, they learned these things. No one is born knowing these things. And another thing I would tell them is to use your voice.
Oh.
Yeah, even when it is shaking, even when you feel like it doesn't matter, it matters.
Yeah, it does matter. Your
It
voice matters.
matters.
And you are your own fingerprint.
You know? Yeah, you're your own fingerprint. So you're in that space because God chose you to be in that place.
Thank you.
You belong to that place.
Mhm.
And things will keep unfolding. Keep doing those mistakes. Keep asking questions. And trust me, with time, you will build the confidence. Even when you're doubting yourself, keep believing, keep living with that doubt, and keep pushing, and you will reach to these greater heights.
Wow. This is really beautiful. I don't have to have it figured out at that age. I
Yeah.
need to embrace what I have at that point and make it work out. That
True.
is what I have to do.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for keeping tuned to our channel, for loving us, for listening to us. We have come to the end of our podcast for today. Please don't forget to subscribe, click on that bell icon, like it, share it, and then for the next podcast we shall be looking at
how to build your confidence in this industry. But before we cross, know that this is your space.
Yes.
It's your space. Leave those comments. Tell us what you think, what we can improve. We are here to learn from you, and you also learn from us. Let's build strong women in
the industry.